Hey Vicky, it's Craig here. As promised with this video, I told you I'd get out to you. Sorry, it's been just been super busy as of late. So, um, just, I'm not going to be crazy detailed here, but I did want to show you essentially how to modify these pages and move stuff around, etc. And just give you a basic idea so you could at least can play with it a little bit. Um, so I don't know how up to speed you are in any of this stuff. So let's start over here, which is your pages link. That's where all your pages are. If you don't know that, maybe you already do. So to get to all your pages, you just click all pages. And then once you get over here, you have all your pages listed out here. So, blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. So your front page is going to be in here somewhere. It usually says front page right here. So I'm not going to do anything with that. I am going to clone it. Looks like somebody installed a cloning plugin which allows you to clone this. So I'm going to clone your front page so I don't break anything on it, and create a new one. And so now we have a draft here of a clone of your front page. I'm going to click edit on that. So you have this framework installed on here that just makes it easy to lay stuff out and to organize your pages, this Fusion Builder thing. And essentially what you do with this is you add rows and columns, and you can style those rows and columns however you want to by just clicking, the little edit buttons here. This little, I think it's this little paintbrush, yeah. So you can style them however you want to, and then you just basically lay out anything new you want to do by using these rows and columns. And any row or column you put out, you can style it. You can make it a different background color. You can make the spacing different. You can add different elements to it. So the issue with this first one here is that you're using they're using this Revolution slider plugin, which is a whole separate plugin. And if you wanted to make changes to that, you would actually have to go down to this slider Revolution thing to make changes to that. So I'm not going to mess with that yet, but just FYI, if you wanted to change this, you would have to go down to this slider Revolution and then go in there and edit this slider part. So I'm going to leave that alone for now because I don't want to confuse you, with that. But that's what this little rev slider alias equals homepage, that's what's called a short code. And when they put that here, it's telling WordPress, hey, grab this Revolution slider called homepage that we already created down here and stick it in here. Okay, so that's what that all is. So there's really nothing to edit here. If I click edit, all that's going to show up is well, in this case, it just actually allows you to select the actual slider. So that's what all that is. So we're going to skip that. So down here you have, so what they did here is they added a column. Okay, they added two columns, or let's say two rows. Here's one row, and it's only one column. It doesn't split up. And they added a piece of text. So let me show you all the things you could add here. If you click library, or actually, let me see here. Let me see where all the items show up. Hang on. This looks like a new version here. I guess I have to click element. Okay, that's how it works now. So let's cancel that out. So if I wanted to add some text down here, I would click this element item. And so here's all the things that I could add to it. I mean, a whole ton of stuff. But the most important things are going to be a header, which is going to be, let's see where the header is. Oh, it scrolls down. Gotcha. A title, a header title. Okay, a title, which is like a big title, a header title of your page. So if I wanted to add that, I would just click that. A text block, and then an image. I mean, those are really the main things you're going to mess with here. Header blocks, text, and images. The other stuff is all kind of gravy. And you could play with any of that if you wanted to, but if you just wanted to add a title, a text block, and an image, that's what you would do. Now in this case, they added what's called an image carousel, which just revolves a bunch of different images. If I click edit here, over here I can see all the different images that they added for your ABC and your CBS or whatever, and if I wanted to add more images, I could just click that and add more images. So I'm not going to mess with that. But let's say, like right here, under that, I wanted to put 2 columns, and I wanted to put 2 pictures in those columns. So I wanted to have this carousel, and then right here I wanted 2 pictures. So the problem is this is all one column, and I don't want to mess this up, okay? So what I need to do is add a new section. Here's a section. See how it says 1-1? This is one column, all right? So if I want to add 2, I'm probably going to bring down a whole different section here. And the way I'm going to do that, let me see how I'm going to do this. Okay, that's something different. Again, I haven't used this new version of this. So let me see here. Give me just a second here to figure out how to add a new. Oh, here we go. It's all the way down. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. This is easy. All right, so right under here, see right down here? Here we go. Container and columns. Container and columns. It comes up after each of these. Every single one of these has container and columns. And I assume when you start a new page, there's probably one up here at the top that's already there for you where you can add more containers and more columns, okay? So in this case, I'm just going to add a whole new container. A container is just a box you put stuff in. Simple enough. So let's add a new container. And here it lets us decide how many columns do we want. Okay, I just want 2. I'm going to select that. And here it goes. It stuck it right here. Now if all I chose was the columns, it would stick them right in this. It would put them in the container that I already have here. It wouldn't put them in a new one. If I had, and I'll show you, if I click columns and click 2, boom, they show up right here in this container. See the purple box? That shows me that this is a container. I could even name it if I wanted to up here. Okay? I don't want these, and I'm going to delete them. Alright, so in here, so I can add whatever I want in these 2 boxes. So I'm going to click element. I'm going to click image. And then here's where I choose what image I want. Upload image. And obviously there's a whole bunch of stuff on there. You know, a whole bunch of settings. So I'm going to put this image in there. And I'm going to click save. I'm just not going to mess with any of this stuff, but you can go through and see there's a lot of options here. And then I'm going to put another image. Image. I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to grab this one and just stick it in there. Now these images may not match. They may not look right. That's okay. I'm just showing you how to put stuff in here. Now let's say I wanted to put text in here. Now let's say I wanted to put a title in here. So let's go scroll down and let's put a title. Okay. Here is my title. And just like most Word documents or whatever, you can change the style of it with this guy. So if I want to make it a big heading, I can choose my type of heading here, okay? And then I'm going to click save on that. And here's my title right here. Okay? Now if I want to center that, then I need to center that. And I think I do that right here. Although there are design options. Maybe I do it here. It looks like I do it right here. Center. And now it's centered, okay? Now if I want to move it up, I just grab it and I can put it on top. So now I have my title and my image. Same thing here. Title. New title. I also want it to match, of course, so I'm going to choose it heading 1. And I want my layout. I want it to be centered too. You can center it here, but I don't think it works as well with this particular thing. So I'm going to save it, and I'm going to move my title up here, okay? Now I want to add some text underneath it. I'm going to scroll down, go to just a text block. Here's my text where I can describe things. Okay. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to hit here, and I'm going to hit text. Here is more text where I could describe more things. Okay, and I'm going to click save. Okay, so super quick, I just built out my titles, my images, and my text just by adding them in. If I wanted to move these around, I could move them all around. It's very easy. If I want to add more stuff, I can add more stuff. Now, let me show you a little bit about layout here. So let's get rid of these. I'm going to get rid of these, and I'm going to have this image here. I'm going to get rid of these. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of that. Now I'm going to add a title here. So I want to teach you a little something about composition. You already may know it, but I'm going to teach it anyway. So here is my new title, okay? And I want to make it really big, so I'm going to select it and choose this H1, heading 1 here. But this time, I want to make it align to the right. And the reason why I want to do that is because here's my image, and here's my title. And I want it to butt up against my image, okay? You don't want it to be centered because here's the image. You want it to line up with the image on the right, okay? If I was centering this image in the middle, then I'd put the title on top of it. But because I have text over here, I want it to butt up against the image. If I had the image over here, I'd want the text to butt up against the image, okay? That's just basic composition 101, okay? I wouldn't want it over here to the, I wouldn't want it over here to the left. I wouldn't want it centered because it's going to look like it's just floating out here by itself. I want the attention to go from the title to the image, from the image to the title, and that's how you compose things like that. So just a little design stuff, and it comes with this little line on here. You can kind of see it right there to the left. I can probably get rid of that, so let's see if we can get rid of that. Let's go to design options, separator, defaults, none. I don't want that separator thing. Okay, so now it's gone. Okay, pretty much anything you think you want to do, you can do. Just look for it. Just look for it. Okay, just look for it. Just be like, wait, there's a line there. I don't like that line. If it's there and you don't like it, the chances that you can get rid of it are extremely high. Just look for the option. There's an option for almost everything, okay? And really probably what you would want to do here is also add some text. So I'm going to click here and click text block. Here's my text, blah, 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 whatever. Same thing though, I need this to butt up, okay? So actually, let me go back and edit it again. Okay, on this one, I'm literally going to have to, it doesn't give me any more options. So I'm going to have to use this guy to align this to the right. I think there's something different with these titles and the way they're set up. Okay. All right. Sorry, I had to look at sorry, I had to look at something. Okay. I think that's, honestly, that's like the gist of all this. So here's your video. If you want to edit this, you could just click edit. If you wanted to change something about your video, the size, the flow. The one thing about this video, like here's what I would do. This video sits out in the middle of your page all alone, okay? So if it was me, I would do what we just did and I'd probably just start over. So I would go down here and I would add a new container with 2 columns. I'd grab this video and I'd dump it down in this guy. So now there's your video, and then I would do what I did up here. And by the way, you should be able to copy all this stuff. I think you can copy it, like right here. Clone it, okay? So now I cloned it. I'm going to grab this and drag it down here, and I'm going to put it in this box next to your video. Things got kind of shifted around, so I need to move this back up here, okay? And I need to get rid of this guy. All right, now I have your video on the right and some text about your video on the left. This way, you fill up the screen more. You don't have this video sitting out here kind of in no man's land all by itself with nothing around it. This balances things better, and balance is a good thing. Now let's say this whole section right here, this container, I want it to be slightly different. I could click on edit right here for this whole container, and I can I can go up here to background, and I can change it to a slightly off gray, slightly a light gray, and that's going to set it apart. Or I can upload a background image, like if you've got a really, let's just use this. This is a little too big, by the way. That's gonna, but it's pretty small actually in file size. So I can use that as a background, and I believe it will let me, let me see if it'll let me kind of tone it out a little bit. Okay, it doesn't look like it will. Okay, doesn't look like it will, unfortunately. The one I use lets you kind of put a film over it, like darken it a little bit. So you would probably have to do that before you upload the image, like fade the image out a little bit. So that's a little bit of a bummer, because now that image is going to be super in your face. Anyway, let's go ahead and save this and publish it, and then take a look at it and see what it looks like, and you can just see what these changes I made. They're probably not going to look super amazing, just because the title, you kind of have to look at it and then come back to it and see how everything looks, but you'll get an idea of what happens, when you do this kind of thing. As this thing loads up here. Okay. So, yeah, that doesn't, here we go. Okay, here's our new one. So here's your video. Here's your background image. The background image is something's off with it. The text needs to be white, so that's one thing we need to fix. And we need padding. So what I mean by that is, and really what you could do, if you balanced it like this, you could get rid of this whole video demo thing. And in fact, I recommend that. So actually, let's go back. Let's get rid of video demo. Here's how we're going to change this. All right, we're going to get rid of video demo. In fact, we're going to get rid of this whole block, because this block is not necessary. We are going to change our background because that picture is obnoxious. So we're going to remove it. We're just going to change the color here, and I know you had it at purple before. So let's go to a purple, but probably a darker purple, almost like a dark purple. Okay, and then we're going to change our text to all white, and let me see if I can do that from here. I want to see if I can change all the text in this whole block to white. Doesn't look like I can, so we're just going to change each one individually. So we're going to change this guy. We're going to change him to white. Text color white, and save. And we're going to change this text to white. And save. Okay, so the other thing we have to do is fix the padding. The spacing, padding is spacing around things. So I need a lot of space up top and I need a lot of space down bottom because it was all crammed before. So we're going to go to, I think, design here. Here we go. Padding. So it shows you arrow up means padding top, and we're going to change that to 30 pixels. Actually, we're going to change it even more. We're going to change it to 80 pixels. I dropped my mouse. Ugh, dropped my mouse and my batteries flew out. And I can't find my batteries now that they flew out, so I'm in trouble. Okay. Got my batteries back. Alright. Then we're going to change... here we go. We're going to change the bottom one to 80 pixels. And save. Okay, let's publish it. Update. You can do that up here too. Publish right here. And we're going to look at that. And I bet that looks a lot better. There we go. Check that out. Looks a lot better. We need to get rid of this guy. We don't need that. Let's get rid of that guy. We don't need this. This was our test, so we don't need that anymore. So let's save and let's go back and let's update it. This looks like a million times better. Honestly, this 2 bar of clients thing is just overkill. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's just too much of this. Clients, clients, clients. I mean, well, okay, as seen on, and then clients. I don't know, something about all these logos. It just seems overdone to me. So there's got to be an easier way to do that. Just FYI. If you filled this in with text right here, with white text, and obviously some of this didn't get whitened, this would look really nice. Like this. It breaks up. Here's your video. Here's my demo video you put here. Some text. It would just look a lot better than this video just standing right here in the center of this block all by itself. And obviously, you can move this up. Get your, if this is the most critical thing, pop it up and let's get the xenons down lower. So anyway, hope this is helpful. I mean, this is, like I said, it's just kind of an intro to how to do this stuff, but you can go in here and edit anything you want to. You can go down, and obviously this is your test page, but if you go to your main page, you might clone it like I showed you before you mess with anything so that you don't mess up an important page. It's just an idea. But any of the stuff you want to change, I'm Vicki Hitskes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. You can go down here. You can change this text. All you got to do is click the little edit, change what you wrote, move it around. Go down here. You can change this. You can change this. You can add 3 columns under it, put 3 images. I mean, you do really whatever you want. It's all pretty. It's all relatively easy. Just click, columns, containers, and then add in what you want. So, I mean, the practical aspect of it is not that difficult. I mean, it's just knowing what to put, where to put it, kind of all that thing. So, anyway, hope that was helpful to you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you later.